Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, especially the ones that survived Order 66, to another exciting edition of MANDOMANIA. Ooh, yeah, brother. This is the Mandalorian show where we go over the show called The Mandalorian. Unfortunately, it's not up to season 2 yet, but what we decided to do, we made this a YouTube exclusive on our YouTube page. Go to it, hit like, hit the subscribe. Sorry, am I bothering you, Doc?
No, I'm good.
All right, just checking.
I just
Hit
called.
like,
That's all. Sorry.
Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on the YouTube page. It's called New Force Order. Not difficult, very easy. Name of the show, name of the crew, New Force Order, name of the YouTube page, New Force Order. So what we do is we're discussing the Disney documentary series called Star Wars Gallery: The Mandalorian. We're talking about episode 8, final episode tonight. It's called Connections. I am 1/3 of the New Force Order. I am a professional wrestler, a multi-time champion in a galaxy far, far away. I'm your boy, GGP, aka Greek God Papa Don. Alongside with me, I have the distinct honor and pleasure of introducing these gentlemen and our special guest, who's a good friend of the show by now. I have a pretty witty, thunder-stealing, kung fu grip having, finally looking into the video camera because this is a YouTube exclusive, medical droid, and a vindictive, malicious, ticked off, not because of this episode, just because of life, Sith Lord. Introduce yourself, boys, and then we'll have the honor of introducing our guests.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Dark Lord of the podcast, the Sith Ari, the Rampaging Reverend Kiss, the Butcher, your boy Spiro, aka Darth Spiridon.
And I am smarter than 21B, more technical than FX7, the God of Stealing Thunder, Dr. Destroyo, Alex Arroyo.
And joining us for a third time on the New Force Order podcast, friend of the show, my friend, your friend, the coolest guy dressed in the room, Chris Feehan. Chris, how are you tonight?
How you doing? I'm Chris Feehan, the commanding officer of the 501st Legion's Empire City Garrison in New York, and I work as a development assistant at the Cerebral Palsy Association of Nassau County.
Very cool, Chris. You're
Awesome.
doing the Lord's work. We always say that. Well, what we do is, Chris, have you been on the Mandalorian show with us, or just the regular NFL
Just the
show?
regular show, but we talked a lot about The Mandalorian because we all enjoyed it very much.
So what we do is we do a one-word recap or a one-word description of this episode. And since you're our guest, you can go first.
That episode was complete fan service. It was everything I wanted to hear, everything
One word,
that
Chris.
makes that show so great.
One word, Chris. One word.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fans.
Okay.
Fans.
He
Spiro.
got excited.
I
Sentimental.
got overly excited.
It's understandable. No worries.
Yeah. I feel it too, brother. My one word is sentimental.
Okay.
My one word is finally.
My word is glue. That's my one word, glue.
Glue?
Because glue, Glue.
That's what you
Everything together.
That's what you spurted when you were watching it? Is that what it was?
Oh, many that and tears. Because I was using sandpaper and it hurt.
Oh my God.
No, seriously though, I did get a little choked up with the 501st segment of the show, but the episode was called Connections, and what this did is what I feel the sequel trilogy didn't do very well. Probably the biggest gripe I would say I have with the sequel trilogy, even though I love it and I thought it was fantastic. The biggest gripe, it wasn't talking to each other very well. There was no connective tissue. But this episode, they showed all the connective tissue from episode 1 to episode 8. And I didn't realize how much connective tissue there was. Like, this was like a sixth finger like an appendage.
Whoa! Oh, where was that six finger? Hold on.
Oh, you're the doctor. You tell me. But
Turn your head and cough, buddy.
but the fact that they had all this connective tissue to the original trilogy and to the Star Wars universe, I thought was fantastic. Hence why I said glue, because it brought everything together very nicely and tied it up in a nice bow. What do you guys have to say about the episode?
I think you're selling yourself short, because when we did our Mando review over the course of those 8 weeks, we picked up on probably 95, 97% of those Easter eggs that they dropped into there, that they use, like Chris said, fan service. We picked up on at least 95% of them.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Any true diehard Star Wars geek fan like us, the four of us, picked up on everything. But we picked up and we're like, oh, look, an ATST. Oh, look, a sand person, a Tusken Raider. We didn't. But what I'm saying is, the reason we didn't realize, well, I didn't realize why they were there, or the importance of why they were there, and the connection that it has the OT trilogy. That's why this felt like Star Wars. Am I wrong, Chris?
No, as far as we knew, a lot of those Easter eggs, except for the ice cream container, which Jon Favreau had tweeted about months before, and everybody was excited about, with the Woodrow Hood ice cream maker. All the other little things, you think, oh, well, that's cool. The prop guy threw that in there, or this guy threw that in there, or wow, they're reusing that. To know how intentional and how it was led by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and the production team, that they were doing this intentionally. They were really trying to tie it together, and they were actually on the hunt for like the most obscure stuff that would make sense, that they could work into it. And as they went through that episode, I felt the same way. I got a little emotional, like, my God, I didn't realize it was that much. That episode goes on for about 18 minutes, but out of that 18 minutes, probably 12 minutes of it is different scenes from different episodes, with every little callback they did to every other thing from every other Star Wars movie. And it was astounding in just 8 episodes how much that they squeezed in there. I can't wait to see what they're going to do next season, because we already have heard about, Boba possibly making an appearance and some other stuff. I can't imagine where they're going to go and what other Easter eggs are going to pop up. And for fans like us, it's like holy to us. We're like, holy crap, you're speaking my language now. I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with.
And Chris just did the whole episode. There's like nothing else left.
Oh, stop.
No, listen, bro. You hit it right on the nail. For me personally, as if I needed reminding, this episode reminded me of most of the reasons, if not every reason, why I love Star Wars. And then seeing all this presented to me, not by filmmakers, but by fans, man. Everybody involved, minus Kathleen Kennedy, of course.
We didn't do shit.
Die hard, exactly. They're fans. And it took me back to all the movies, the toys, the cartoons, the costumes for Halloween. Dude, it's like, out of all the episodes, this one is the one that really got me, man, deep down. Yep. Oh, and the thing that I love was when everybody's talking, you can see everybody's having fun, laughing, excited. And when Kathleen talks, everybody's like, okay, yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, man, excellent shit, man. Excellent stuff.
Don't make me laugh.
You still hurting, bro?
Of course I'm still hurting.
Doc had to get a hernia surgery, Chris, so he's all stitched up. Listen, they had the best line. What's his name? Dave Filoni and Johnny Fav said, our older brother took all the cool toys, and we were left with one Boba Fett figure, which we painted silver and made it our own, and we made it cooler.
Yeah, we got the Ugnaughts, we got these other one. It was really funny.
Oh, I thought that statement alone is just the mission statement of the entire show. And I just watched the episode, and I listed down everything they said. So I'm gonna go through it. If you guys don't mind. They had Jawas, which was first seen in A New Hope. They had the biker scouts as well as the speeder bikes, which Return of the Jedi. They had the Incinerator Stormtrooper, which was from Star Wars Unleashed, which wasn't even canon, and they made canon.
The Fallen
they might
Jedi,
be still,
no?
No, it was Force Unleashed, the video game.
Force Unleashed, the video game.
Oh, you're okay.
So they might be hope for Evan, brother. We'll hold out.
Or Raven.
They had the E-Web cannon from Empire Strikes Back, the Death Troopers from Rogue One, the hologram messaging like they used from Empire when Grief Karga would contact Din Djarin, the ice cream maker, Mando, the ice cream maker from Empire Strikes Back, which was the Camptono, which was holding the Beskar. As Chris said, the guy's name was Wilro Hood. Just a regular extra running around, grabbed the prop, and just ran with his ice cream maker, and the rest is history, to the point where they have the running of the Wildro Hoods at Celebration.
That's
Instead
awesome.
of running of the Bulls, they have these people who Filoni kept telling everybody, trying to get this ice cream makers next to impossible. It's so rare to find that it's like almost like a collector's item now, which to me is just mind-boggling. Because you'd probably find that at a dime store somewhere or a thrift store and not know what it is unless you're a diehard fan.
That's what people in our group are trolling for, to find them.
Jesus Christ. The Devorian, New Hope, EV-99, Empire Strikes Back, IG-11, which is a playoff of IG-88, which is Empire Strikes Back, which I knew this, but I'm glad they said it. I know the three of you guys probably knew too, how IG-88 was built from leftover cantina parts from Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yep.
Quarrens, which is the enemy of the Mon Calamari, which you can see in the Clone Wars episode. They were in Return of the Jedi as a background character on Jabba's barge. The Blurgs, which came from the Battle of Endor, the movie, which is not canon, like Revan. But they were also in Clone Wars Animated and Rebels. So it looks like Dave Filoni can't escape the Blurgs. We said Ugnaughts, Empire Strikes Back. The Torture Ball droid from New Hope. The Troop Transporter from the Kenner Toys. They made it canon.
They made it a real thing.
The Darksaber from Clone Wars. Twi'leks. I think the first time we saw Twi'leks was what? Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Yep.
In Jabba's palace.
Yep. Gaunt Droid from New Hope. Trandoshans from Empire Strikes Back. The ball that comes out of the door, like the ring of the
ring
Star Wars
doorbell.
Galaxy.
Ring doorbell.
The Return of the Jedi. Tusken Raiders, New Hope. ATST, Return of the Jedi, even though there was a two-legged walker from Empire Strikes Back, which was different, they said. The gun that Din Djarin uses, the Ambin Phase Pulse Rifle, the Christmas
holiday special, yep.
And the best is when they showed the clip of Johnny Fav marking out to George Lucas, trying to talk to him like, "Hey, you see the gun? It's canon, right? You wrote that." He's like, "No,
Yeah,
I didn't."
I never wrote that.
No sells that shit.
Aardvark, the Aardvark man, the guy who drops the snitch at Mos Eisley.
The Garinian.
New Hope. That's what they call the Garinians.
Garinian, yep.
Mouse Droid, New Hope. Mos Eisley Cantina, we said New Hope. The Han Solo booth. Mark Hamill as the droid voice of EV-99.
That I popped for.
I popped huge that they got Hamill to come in and do that. R5-D4 from New Hope. He had the busted motivator. They even painted the restraining bolt where it was.
That was dope.
And then they had the TIE Fighter. That was a concept design drawn by Doug Chan. That was flown by Abuela's favorite actor. What was his name?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. And obviously Stormtroopers, which brings us to your people, the 501st.
Yeah, that was a huge surprise. They were all under NDAs and couldn't tell anybody about it until right before it aired. When we found out that there was about 50 members of the 501st involved in that, we were ecstatic. Just so you know, I was surprised they didn't mention it. That's not the first time that's happened. Force Awakens, they enlisted a bunch of UKG members from our UK garrison to be consultants and participate in the Maz Kanata scene when they had a bunch of stormtroopers get blown up. Some of the extras were stormtroopers, and they were there to train them and to help them get suited up. So it wasn't the first time. Those poor bastards had to wait almost a year and a half before they got to tell anybody. And it was a big article in the 501st that, okay, we can finally, our NDA, 18-month NDA is finally up. So I can't imagine the excitement on those people's hearts to do that. It's exactly what Dave Filoni was saying, that now your armor becomes screen accurate because you wore it on the damn show.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the dream of every 501st person, and every 50 we have 14,000 people in our group. We know that not all of us are going to have those kind of experiences, but just the fact that we have that reputation and that they know that they could come to us. And you saw the results in that episode, how realistic all the stormtroopers look and how in sync they were and how threatening they were. That's because these guys do hundreds of troops. These guys are trooping every weekend. They know how to stand. They know how to take pictures. You know, they know how to operate the gun properly and stand correctly.
Yep.
So they knew what they were doing, and they knew what they were getting because Dave Filoni has always been a friend of the Legion. He's actually an honorary member, and he knows who to go to when he needs those kind of resources. So we were honored and humbled to even be asked to do it, and I'm so happy for the guys who got to do it, and
Chris,
men and women.
Let me ask you a question, Chris. When your costume changes from I wear it to events to now it's screen worn, do you guys like retire it and like hang it up somewhere and be like, I'm not touching this thing anymore, and then restart again with new armor, or you still bring it out?
No, I'd say that all those people still bring it out. I mean, armor is very precious to anybody who's in the Legion who has a set of armor or any kind of costume. It's customized to you. It takes a very long time to get it just right and to get it to the point that's comfortable on you, and it's expensive. They can run anywhere from $1,000 to about $3,000 for a stormtrooper outfit. So it's not something we take lightly, and I'm sure they'd want the bragging rights to be able to say, "Hey, I'm wearing the screen-used armor I wore on the Mandalorian." So I would say they would continue using it.
So let me ask you this: the people that were used from the UK in Force Awakens, obviously they didn't wear their armor. They wore the armor that was supplied by
That's
the movie,
correct.
right?
But they enlisted those folks because they figured they would have more experience with how to work the armor, how to strap the armor, how to stand in the armor, how to walk around in it. You know, things they were brought in as consultants and actually got to be some of the extras on the filming.
That's so cool, though.
So it was super cool that they got to do that. It's like my experience with the Mandalorian getting to wear the armor. I was so jazzed just to get to wear it for a couple of hours that I don't ask any questions. I was like, whatever you need.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here.
Spiro, did you goosh when you saw the Darksaber?
Of course I did, man.
As a practical effect?
And that's the best thing about it. It's an actual working practical. I mean, of course, it's not gonna cut through metal and shit, but it's
What? Really?
You know, I mean, it would be awesome if it did. You know, I would fucking steal it. But dude, when I saw that thing, all I could think about was season 2 needs to get here now, man. I need to see that shit in fucking action, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, there was one thing I was only disappointed with the episode. One little minor detail. There was no teaser trailer for season 2.
Oh man,
that would have
been good.
I really thought at the end they were going to show us a glimpse of season 2. Nothing. I was like, oh.
Well, I want to say, besides all the specific things that you mentioned, I think the whole nature of that episode and just when they showed the cantina and other stuff, they've gone so far beyond. They went through all the little minutia of every little prop that they used.
Oh, yeah.
But we've talked about it in other episodes, and I know you've talked about it on some of the other episodes about the gallery episodes. It's the environment. The environment feels like Star Wars. The places and that whole, what do they call it? I can't think of the name now. The envelope, the space. No. They have a term for it. I can't.
Yeah, I forgot the name of
the space. The space that they use. That's that
screen and everything.
The screens and everything.
The garage.
It's so much more realistic and so much more higher fidelity than anything that was previously possible. It almost looks too good, but it still has that grimy look. It still has that rundown look. It looks like it came right out. So not only did they do it with the little pieces and the little throwbacks, the whole darn environment just seems like something right out of anything from Star Wars, and specifically the original Star Wars trilogy.
At one point, when they were showing the Cantina bar, the booths on the side was the screen, and I never realized that because it was, they showed them, people at the bottom. I'm like, oh, wait, there's the booth. That's Han's booth. What? Oh, it looks flat. That's the screen. wow. And I'm like, wow, you can't even tell the difference.
Yeah, it's insane what they're able to do.
Oh, we need to get our hands on that screen.
And that's
Yeah.
why the sky's the limit for season 2. I can't wait to see where they're going to go and what they're going to do with that. I cannot wait.
What's one thing you want to see in season 2, Chris?
I want to see Boba Fett. I want to see, honest to God, Boba Fett, and I want to see a scene of him crawling out of the Sarlacc pit. Is what I want to see.
Flashback, maybe.
Yes, I want to see it right from what happened to him. But I don't know if they're going to do that. But Boba Fett in any format, I'm going to be over the moon. Any other characters popping up, I'm going to be over the moon. They've done such a good job up to this point. It's going to be hard to lose me. They really have to fuck it up at this point.
Well, the good thing is, in Filoni we trust, and from what I understand, and from what I'm hearing, and from my quote-unquote sources, which is just the internet, he's the heir apparent, and he's going to be doing all live. He's going to be the head honcho for all live shows on Disney Plus. So, I mean, the dude hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, to win the World Series with this show. Both him and John Favreau. So, I think they were saying that Favreau is going to take over with what's his name, Kevin Feige assisting him as a producer, like a outside producer type of role.
Oh, okay.
And that the connection and the whole quote unquote MCU style connected universe based off the Disney Plus and based off this Mandalorian series is going to be run by one man, and that's going to be Dave Filoni. So that's the case, man. I have a feeling we're going to look back 20 years from now, and we're going to forget about the sequel trilogies as being anything but great, and we're going to just harp on this focus point of Star Wars, because it doesn't get any better than this, dude.
He's proven himself, and you guys talked about this when you were reviewing, I think it was episode 3 or 4, when he gave that speech.
Oh, yeah.
And it went on for like 5 or 6 minutes. It almost brought tears to my eyes. The guy understands. The guy knows. The guy put things into words I could not even put into words, and he managed to spit it out on that episode. And his heart bleeds Star Wars, and he knows what he's talking about. And the guy knows the ins and outs of everything related to Star Wars. I think it's going to be hard for him to screw it up at this point. I think he's going to look at something and say, no, you can't do that. He'll stop them. He'll stop them from doing anything too stupid.
You know what, man? Pretty much when you hear these guys talking about Star Wars, you picture us, you picture you and your friends talking about it. And you know what? It fills you with so much optimism as far as Star Wars going forward, man. It's like I haven't felt this excited about Star Wars since I first found out that Disney was going to make these new films. And then Disney made them, and it was cool, but it felt kind of like a letdown. But when this series came out and now seeing this stuff, it's like I feel like that kid all over again,
Yep. Listen, we need to make those T-shirts. In Filoni, we trust.
Filoni, we trust.
Because it is the truth.
It is.
Especially after seeing this. I mean, both him and Johnny Favs know exactly what they're doing. They know, all the ins, all the outs.
Absolutely. I mean, look. Season 2, we hear about the rumors of Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, Boba Fett, what's her name? Sabine, maybe Ezra, maybe Thrawn, Jamie Lee Curtis in it, the dude, what's his name? From Justified.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I forgot his name.
Michael Biehn.
Biehn.
Maybe the
Rosario
guy.
Dawson.
Yes, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Maybe the dude from Aftermath, what was his name? Who's the sheriff at Tatooine? Oh man, drawing a blank right now. He was a self-appointed sheriff from Freetown, and he took Boba Fett's armor. So he might be there, and then Boba Fett may show up and want to take that stuff back, like we said. So, but you know what I want to see? I want to see a de-aged Mark Hamill come back, spark the green in the black suit and just fight what's his name, Giancarlo Esposito Gideon.
Oh my God!
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna
I
happen.
know.
I'm sorry, Papa Don. It's not gonna happen.
Just
He can dream. He can
I
dream.
know.
Reverend Buchanan first, bro.
Yeah, okay.
You know, before that happens.
Listen, Giancarlo Esposito was on record saying he broke 3 of those dark sabers because there's a ton of lightsaber fighting in this season. So there's only 2 people he could be fighting with. One is Luke, and the other one is Ahsoka. So we're gonna get something.
I'm betting on Ahsoka at this point with Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, that would be the main bet, but the underdog, I'm just hoping. Just a de-aged Mark Hamill. I'm just hoping, but it's not gonna happen. But I'm hoping. You know what I mean? I would love to see it in the fans.
I'm hoping I get a blowjob later, but probably ain't gonna happen.
Oh, you know what, man? What do you want me to tell you? You're hurting. You know?
I'll drive over to you. We'll see. I'll increase my chances.
Yeah, okay. You wish. You dirty sailor. Anyway, Chris, do you have any events coming up? Any more online events?
Sure. Let me just say we've been doing virtual trooping, as you know, with the whole COVID-19 thing.
Yep.
We haven't been able to do anything. And thank you guys again so much for sending that shout out.
Oh,
it was great to have the support. It really meant a lot to our members. Well, we did another one back in June 6th. We had Order 66 Day, and we did a bunch more videos. I did a MTV Cribs ripoff, ECG Cribs, which is pretty funny. And I think last time I talked to you guys about, we did a Ferris Bueller one, which was pretty funny. Just check them out. Try to donate to the charity. We are raising money this month for cerebral palsy of Nassau County. And July 22nd, we're doing Star Wars virtual bingo with up to 200 people over Zoom, all to raise money for cerebral palsy. So please keep an eye on ECG Virtual Troop on Facebook and check us out. The tickets will be available in the next week. It's fun for the whole family. We're going to have guys dressed up, and we're going to have Star Wars prizes for all the rounds of bingo. And if anybody wants to make donations, anybody has some Star Wars toys laying around, please contact me. All the proceeds go directly to cerebral palsy. So we'd accept any donations of toys that we can use as prizes. And so far, our guys have been incredibly generous and already donated a few $100s worth of Star Wars figures and toys and things.
Doc, how about those banged up figures that you got from Walmart? You're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
I think that's intentional.
I said, oh yeah, they're sitting right behind me.
Do you know what happened, Chris? He ordered these Empire Strikes Back figures from Walmart, and then they came crushed, like the board. So it's not really. They're still on the board, but they're not collectible for him, you know. So what we did is we prank called the Walmart Help Center, and instead of the 3 of us talking the way we're talking now, Doc was Watto. I was the Iron Sheik, and Spiro, the Dark Sith Lord, ended up being Leyland from Carlito's Way, the guy in the wheelchair. So we did the whole phone call like that. We're gonna drop it as an extra for the podcast listeners. But the funny thing was, we ended up getting him a refund and new figures sent to him to make up for the broken figures. And here's the irony: the new figures came and they were messed up too. So it's ridiculous. We can't win, but we had a lot of fun doing it. So.
Well, Doc, anytime I'll pay the shipping and give you a tax receipt. So just let me know.
Nice. So we'll chat offline.
Listen, we'll let them know all the links where they can find you at, Chris. And before July on your bingo, come back on the show. We'll promote it again on the podcast, and we'll talk shop.
Anytime, guys. I love being on here, and I love you guys. I think you guys are doing great work, and I love just chatting Star Wars with you guys.
Same here, bro.
Awesome,
That's why we keep inviting you back over and over again, man. So let them know where they can find you on the social media and on
sure,
the website.
You can find the Empire City Garrison at 501ecg.com or on Facebook. You can also check out our Facebook page specifically for our virtual troop, which is ECG Virtual Troop. And there you'll find over 100 videos that we've made over the past 3 months in our COVID isolation, just that we made to raise money for various charities, food banks and such. And now we're doing it for cerebral palsy through July. We also did do a troop over last weekend for another organization called My Brother Vinny, and that was the first time we've actually done a live troop in 3 months. So it exciting that things might be opening up a little bit over the next few weeks.
I hope so. I hope those gyms open up sooner than later. I'm going nuts over here.
And my personal contact, I'm Chris Feehan. You can also email me at curemode@curemode.com. If you have any donations or you need any more information, I'm always at your disposal to answer any questions you may have about the group or about making a donation.
Boys, let them know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Dr. _Destroyo, DESTRROYO, Instagram. Alex Royo, Facebook. Alex Royo, MD on Twitter. And I was also on the Voices of Misery podcast yesterday. Just dropped today. So get on that one for that fantastic interview that I did.
You can find all my awesome work, Spiro_A on Instagram. You can also find me on the Rational Rage Facebook page and also on Instagram.
You can find me at Greek God Papadon on Twitter, Greek God Papadon on Instagram, Demetrius Papadon on Facebook. Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon is my pro wrestling t-shirt store. You can go buy all the Greek God Papadon t-shirts your heart's desire. My YouTube page is Greek God Papadon. Like it, subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell. That's all my wrestling stuff. Promos, matches, whatever. Now, what you can do is you can also follow the New Force Order and be the coolest kid in your school or in your house because school is over and because of COVID, you're not there. It's at NFO_podcast on Twitter, New Force Order on Instagram, official New Force Order on Facebook, the website, newforceorder.com, the email address where you can email us regarding any segments we do, whether it's Who's More Over, where we compare two aspects of Star Wars, whether it's Doc's Tatooine's segment where he reviews toys from the Star Wars, or you just want to tell us how much you love us, or how much you hate us, or you just want to talk shop about Star Wars, email us. It's an interactive broadcast that we have for you people, and we want more interaction all the time, every time. So, thank you for giving us your eyes, your ears, your time. I hope we entertained you. If you have not checked out Disney Gallery and you happen to stumble upon this video on YouTube, then do yourself a favor, go check out episodes 1 through 8 on Disney Plus, and then come back onto New Force Order on YouTube and watch episode 1 through 8, the review of the show here. This has been another exciting edition of MANDOMANIA, brought to you by the New Force Order.
For life.
And that's just too sweet.